Welcome to STARCARD Podcast. Here at STARCARD Podcast, we get a glimpse at the age of Aquarius ahead of us, and we also examine the worlds of education and workplace ethics. My name is Breakaway Ray, and I have quite an imagination. You know what else I have? I've got 4 cards for you on a Friday morning here in California. Let's go to the tarot cam. Get your 4 cards. Here we go. Welcome, anyone watching live and also anyone catching the recording. Whenever you're seeing this recording or this throw, ladies and gentlemen, these 4 cards are for you. Hopefully it sends you a fun, helpful, inspiring message, especially if, like me, you're getting ready for the weekend. Hope you all had a good week. It's awesome that you could be here. We've been having a lot of fun this School-tember. Last week, we talked a lot about writing as a tool for accessing hidden knowledge. This past week, we've been accessing hidden knowledge using our intuition and our curiosity and checking with friends who've done some research. But you could just ask basic questions in most cases, like how'd that get there? The pyramids are quite remarkable, but you know what? So are a lot of the buildings around us. So, Tarot World, thank you so much for all your lesson planning this School-tember. Please show us what we need to see. Please tell us what we need to hear. No pop quizzes, please. Normally, you like to give us 2 days notice. No pop quizzes. But anyway, how about 4 cards for anyone catching this throw? That's right. I'm throwing them. Here we go. 4 cards for you, everybody. These cards are for all of you. Whenever you see the cards, I threw these for you. This is for entertainment purposes only. Are you still watching? Then I'm entertaining you. We both win. First up, it's the 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands indicates that there is a challenge. Let's go to card number 2. Yay. And then we might see a challenge, but the Page of Cups says there's a happy surprise somewhere. Next, it's somewhere, but the 7 of Swords suggests something's hidden. I don't know if it's that happy surprise. And finally, to conclude the message from the tarot world for all of you watching, hey, this looks like how we feel on a Friday afternoon, right? The 10 of Swords says it's the end of a painful episode. Well, the hard part is done. The weekend is here. You faced the challenge of the week, and now there's a happy surprise coming. You didn't think it was ever going to get here, but it's the weekend. So everybody kick back, relax, rejuvenate, enjoy yourselves. And then pull out your journal and start writing, right? I'm sure that's the little postscript. Okay, so thank you very much, Tarot World. That is awesome. That's a great way to start my day. I appreciate the message. And I'm going to give these a quick toss and go to my notes. One thing I can say right off the bat is that the description is abbreviated today. So if you want to see the regular description, I encourage you to see any of the other live tarot throws. Most of the time I'm copying and pasting a Word document with links to lots of places where I've learned the ideas that I talk about here on STARCARD Podcast. So if you're interested in that library, as it were, you could just check another podcast description. But meanwhile, today I have 2 links. I'm happy to say that ARkeheim, everyone knows I'm a fan of ARkeheim. He's a secret space program experiencer. And he was in 2 videos yesterday. He was on Rob's Typical Skeptic podcast. And he also made an appearance with James Rink on Super Soldier Talk. So the Super Soldier Talk one is the one that I put in the description. It's extremely entertaining. What can I tell you? And I got to say, I don't know what kind of education ARkeheim has had, but it sounds like his understanding of how governments work and societies work and civilizations work, and even the darker side that we don't see, that I'm trying to call to everyone's attention, right? He seems to be, quite expert in these areas. He really understands the dynamics involved and even like the 3D part of it. So I want to say thank you to him. He's got to be very brave to do what he does. All these secret space program experiencers, virtually none of them have anything to gain, right? If they had tried this like 15 years earlier, it would have been even harder. Society would have ostracized them even harder. But anyway, you can get into that kind of history on your own if that interests you. And then the other link I put in there, the second one. Oh yeah. So yesterday we talked about and to Topsy the Elephant, and all I could tell you was that it jogged my memory about Topsy being a reincarnated queen. And I learned that in part from a YouTube channel called The Quantum Businessman. And that is the link I put in the description today. I even found the chapter, one of them. I found a chapter in which Chris Anatra speaks about Topsy the Elephant. And he says, I'll just get to the good part, because I'm quite sure, like, again, if you haven't seen this one, you click on this whenever you're ready, and then you can check it out for yourself. So what he says is that Topsy the Elephant was the reincarnated spirit of a queen, and the part that I didn't remember yesterday was that this was a Tartarian queen. And that kind of goes along with our theme this week when we're looking at the leftover remains of the Tartarian civilization, how it got hijacked and hidden, destroyed, and they're still in the process of doing it. And here we are at STARCARD Podcast, and we're trying to revivify that. We're trying to bring it. We're trying to bring it to the table, bring it to everyone's attention. You know what? At least we could be. If we're making things up and we're being imaginative, that's great. But there's got to be some kernels of truth in here. So I'm going to check my notes right now. 1 second, please. Well, anyway, so do enjoy clicking on the link to either of those links I put in the description. If you want to, you're here because I like sharing my ideas, and some of them may interest you. That's great. We are going to get to your readings in the second part of the show, and I'd like to remind anyone who's watching live and in the chat, hey, thanks very much for being here. If you type in all capital letters tarot, please, I'm more likely to see it. And so anyway, back to my my prepared remarks. Okay, so I think I'm telling you about the time yes. Okay. Well, just to finish up my thoughts on ARkeheim, because I did write down something so I wouldn't forget it, right? So here's what I wrote. I would say that ARkeheim's view of society, where the concept of socialism has been vilified, it kind of supports what I perceive, and also it agrees with Martin Luther King Jr. And I know that's like hard for people to believe or understand, but Martin Luther King Jr. Said before I was born, he said that what we have in the United States at the time that he was alive was we had capitalism. Well, we had socialism for an upper class, where the government funded them and made it easy for them and enabled them financially. And meanwhile, it was capitalism for the rest of us. And in a lot of cases, it was almost like cutthroat capitalism, right? So we're all squabbling down here for, the coins that get thrown in the street when the royal goes by in the carriage and tosses them from the window. So this also reminds me, because even I felt it during my career as a teacher. In the 1990s at my school, we did a project called Science Olympiad. And so to do that, you had a bunch of 4th, 5th, and 6th graders. They were meeting every week after school for like 7 weeks. They were planning out science experiments. They were learning to work together. It was a great project. But then, there was a transition with how that energy was used in the community. It went from Science Olympiad instead to the school needs money, so the PTA is going to have a fundraiser, and we need the children to sell chocolates or wrapping papers and things like that. And so that's how the energy ended up going the rest of the way. We never really did those other things to that extent. And then, I know people who know me would say, well, no one's going to do, quite to the extent that you did, Mr. Breakaway. Congratulations to you. But nevertheless, I was talking to a parent. This parent was an attorney, and he had kids at my school, and he was saying the same thing. He's all, when I was a kid, we did stuff after school, and it was like academic and things like that. And now all I see are like fundraisers. And that was way back in the early 2000s when that conversation took place. So, making sure I covered everything and stay on track. Yeah. So yeah, it's a socialism for the wealthy and capitalism for the rest of us. All right. MLK Jr., great thinker, right? Great speaker. Who cares what you think if you can't speak and tell somebody about it? All right. Next up, I think I have to tell you, I got to tell you this story, because here at STARCARD Podcast, I'm quite sure if you're watching this, certainly if you're a subscriber, and thank you very much for subscribing, you probably know how to do magic. You probably know how to use your intention to make things better and to affect things in a positive manner. That's probably why everybody's so groovy in the chat, because we're all just here. We're not here for the conflict and the drama. We want to end it. And, we're trying to shine a light on everybody, right? So I'm going to share a story, which, just a few years ago, or even right now, even I feel, this sounds like a crazy thing to say, but anyway, let me get to my story real quick. So while I was a school teacher, there was a time, maybe like more than 6 years ago, when, the emails we were getting, I even like overheard it from other people. Like it was out of control. There was always like something to be aggravated about, something that took up time, something to be aggravated about, something that took up time. And then I'm out on my hike and I'm thinking about this. I'm all, is this what new technology brings to us? A new way to waste time and aggravate us? What's up with the email? And then I kind of felt like an inner resentment toward it or something, or a rebuffing. I'm not putting up with this. And so I, with my intention, because I'd heard about this thing called the purple light, right? The purple light that purifies. So I'm out on my hike, and I'm pretty sure I just did this like one time. Now, here's why I think this. So I used the purple light while I was on my hike, and I aimed it at the school. I aimed it at the internet. And then I, finished my hike and went on with my business. And then the next day I went to work. The internet was down. The internet was down. And then, again, people would say, hey, yo, Breakaway Ray, don't get carried away. You have quite an imagination. Come on, it could have been a coincidence. Okay, after that time, email and the internet was not as much an annoyance. So perhaps that purple light helped. We disinfected what didn't need to be there, but you got to remember to bring in the golden light, right? The platinum light, stuff that nourishes. You got to bring in something to take that place and make that whole again. So now, again, that's like one adventure, Breakaway Ray. So, let's not build a castle with one rock, I wouldn't have given it so much thought if other adventures I'd had didn't show the same kind of thing. So this is why I feel kind of confident talking about it. I feel like I continue to do that kind of thing. Anyway, here I am, host of STARCARD Podcast. How about that? Okay. We worked on this. And I keep hearing, by the way, recently on the internet that there's like another eclipse on the horizon. And so now's a good time to go for it, everybody. You know what your soul's path is? Dedicate yourself to it. Fill up that path for yourself, because apparently astrologically something cool is going on. Okay, back to my notes. Because we're getting somewhere, right? Where when I'm done, like setting it all up, I'm going to throw tarot cards and ask about something. Okay, right? Okay, that's how it works here. So next up. We have an electrical grid set up powering our houses. Okay, and it's set up so that we could basically pay for the electricity, and that means that we have to go to work to pay for it. And it's a way to waste our time, and so that we don't use our imagination to direct our intention to affect the electromagnetic plasma around us, right? Is that a big mouthful? I can't believe I just said that out loud. Okay, so another thing that the new kind of electrical system is doing is that it's those smart meters, and I think they operate with microwaves. I'm not cool with those things, and I do believe that that has a tie to Let's see if I've got it right here. So, okay, so well, I do think it. When you have the microwaves and the smart meters, there seems to be a tie, and I wouldn't say it if I didn't see it over and over again in what I've been looking at and researching, between the microwaves, the smart meters, and smart city plans. They draw up smart city plans, and all of a sudden, areas of the smart city plans go up in flames and with odd kinds of fires. And so I would direct you to the website Brush Junkie and check out their Lahaina Fires thing for more information on that. That's in like the regular description, right, everybody? So, and then another thing that I'm hearing now is that thanks to this electrical grid, they can surveil us from all of our outlets and all of our appliances, and it's not just like humans sitting there, and then the computer says, hey, you should take a look at this. Humans are not the only ones surveilling us through our electrical outlets. So we would say George Orwell wasn't far off with his book in 1984, right? And then let's see what else I got here. Yeah, I got the microwaves. Yeah. Okay, so when you talk about kind of like a surveillance, an ability to see everybody through the electrical grid, okay, and also you combine that with the concept of electromagnetism and reincarnation. Okay, so we all know from yesterday how Topsy's life ended, right? But it turns out that was like an instant karma turnaround, because she may have left the body of the elephant, but she was chained up to the train tracks, and she got into the electrical grid, according to the story I heard on the Quantum Businessman. And if you go to that website, it was a way also for her story to live on, so that we would all remember Tartaria. So I don't want to like overstep my own thoughts here, but that's kind of cool, that we're here at the right time, and right when we need help from Topsy the Elephant. Each of us can say, you know what, are we having some fluctuations here with our electricity? Is there something going on? Are we podcasting? Are we trying to make a video connection? And we ask for Topsy's help. You know what, if we're trying to propel her mission, I'm sure she would like to help us. This is a mutual thing. We can all work together. However, our energy can help her, if that's just communicating about her and her story. You know what, I bet she'd like to return the favor, because we all have the same goals in mind. We don't want to be slaves to the system anymore. We want to break away from this. All right, nicely done. So that reminds me, it's a confirmation, everybody. I say, what was the first card I pulled when we asked for a comment from Topsy? It was the Queen of Swords. And when I saw that, I'm all, you know what? I didn't tell everybody about how she was a queen. Well, I didn't remember everything at the time, right? So anyway, again, I'm just saying, like, yesterday's throw is like kind of a confirmation of that whole idea, that whole concept. You can all decide for yourself whether it's just fun to think about or if there's something to it. Everyone can make up their own minds. We should all pay attention to whatever we're paying attention to. Okay, let's see what else I got. Yeah, I think I covered it. Good. And then what do I have on the back here? Okay, so we're talking about our friend, a hero, Topsy the Elephant, the Tartarian queen, the reincarnated spirit, right? And so I want to remind everyone, you're a longtime watcher, I presented Livy's book, Livy the Roman Historian, and the book is called The War with Hannibal. And remember, Hannibal, sorry about the lighting effects there, the war on Hannibal. And don't forget that Hannibal was the guy that brought 80 elephants through the Swiss Alps and into the Italian countryside and waged war on Rome for like 17 years. He only ended up with like 3 over the long haul. Not all the elephants survived, but there's a theme there, right? So anyway, I kind of think that Topsy was waiting her turn to show up on our show. I think as things go, we probably have her blessing. Anyway, as I said yesterday, Topsy's welcome anytime. Okay, there's enough room in Breakaway Ray's Big Top. All right, let's make sure. Yeah, okay, so the last thing I want to say is I think that Topsy, I feel like Topsy the Elephant is helping to lead the war on spiritual poverty, right? That's what we're doing here. Okay, great. So what did I want to get to? My throw is, yeah, electromagnetism and intention. When I say electromagnetism, I mean like that electrically charged field around us that may be related to plasma, which people can influence, right? And people who are watching this show, you remote viewers and mind readers and psychics and mediums, you tarot throwers, you guys all know what I'm talking about. So we're comparing notes, and I'm catching up with you in lots of ways. So electromagnetism and intention. Is there a relationship? And we're talking about magic. I realize that, quote unquote, magic. And when we say electromagnetism, sometimes people like to lump in electrogravitics. There's probably something to that too. I don't know. Why don't you listen to ARkeheim's interview with James Rink yesterday, where he talks about airship culture in the previous reality. So fascinating. He was talking about how airships were not only everywhere, but people were just like making like countries up there, up in the sky with all their giant airships. Well, you can't have that because that makes it easy for people to move around, and that makes people harder to control. Anyway, well done. Thank you, ARkeheim, for, again, sharing that information. It's all stuff it's fun to think about for sure. And it would be a shame if we didn't. I'm so glad that, he's stepping up and sharing his story. So let's see now. I'm going to go. Oh, I didn't make Post-it notes for this. Oh, that's okay. So we're going to go with in electromagnetism and intention, a relationship. And here we go to the tarot card. I think when we talk about electromagnetism and intention, I think that's what's going on here every time I'm throwing the tarot cards. I don't know. You ladies and gentlemen, tell me, did you not feel the presence of President Monroe and President John Quincy Adams? Didn't you also feel the presence of Topsy the Elephant? Please show us what we need to see. Please tell us what we need to hear about the relationship of electromagnetism and intention. Thank you. I bet you're going to make it nice and easy for a novice like me. Could you please share a message about electromagnetism and intention? Something easy enough for Breakaway Ray to understand. Thank you. Electromagnetism and intention. Is there, or what is the relationship between electromagnetism and intention? Intention and electromagnetism. Anything special you want us to know? Okay. All right. Are we all still being entertained? Awesome. Trying to set it all. I'm going to move my beautiful artwork here. Thank you, Mr. Candelato. Sweet. Okay, we're almost there. Come on, Breakaway Ray. All right. Here we go. Intention and electromagnetism. Can we affect the world around us by thinking about it? The Seven of Swords indicates that something is hidden. I'm going to read all the words because if this is the first card the tarot world is starting off with, I want to make sure I see all the golf clubs in the bag. The Seven of Swords says betrayal, deception, getting away with something, acting strategically, trickery, which makes me think of what I had just proposed, that we're so busy scrolling and wasting our time, with things that we could do. Wish we had better things to do, more time to do better things. Anyway, that's all kind of been taken away from us because we all need to pay attention to where we're paying attention. Anyway, that's a big start. Intention and electromagnetism and the relationship. Well, anyway, I like that kind of message here at STARCARD Podcast. It's the Sun card. Everything's going to be all right. Hey, remember how everything was hidden? You're watching STARCARD Podcast. Everything's going to be all right. All right, I feel better already. Sweet. There's a balance. We were talking just a moment ago how that karmic balance was playing out with Edison and Topsy the Elephant. Okay, so Edison did what he did, but all that did was send Topsy the Elephant into the electrical grid to wait her chance to balance things out. Wow. That's the King of Wands. It says it's the big picture. Okay, so that sounds like a summary of the Topsy the Elephant story. And, you know, these are like the credits at the end of the movie here. Well, we're trying to develop a message. I think we're supposed to observe that there is a balance that makes everything okay. That's the big picture. And I'm saying it's happening right now. The things are tipping back now. The sea is sawing. All right. So, yeah, everyone recognizes that there's a mess. Before, we were not even paying attention to it, but we see it now. It's the Five of Cups, and, you know, it's all coming to light thanks to the internet and ambitious researchers and brave whistleblowers. We can all see what's been going on. Yeah, the Ace of Swords says there's some truth here. Yeah, bring it, Breakaway Ray. Let's read Ace of Swords. Mental clarity, breakthroughs. I should just stop right there. They got my name on the card. New ideas, success, sharp mind, new conflict, surgery. Nice. Yeah, okay. It's going with our story, everybody. I mean, these cards would only mean anything to anyone who watches STARCARD. All right, next up. Well, yeah, look at us. So this is a golden opportunity for us. Now that we have acquired the learning and the skill, it's the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles says manifestation, which that's exactly what we were asking about, right? It's manifestation. Manifestation, financial opportunity, skill development, ambition, desire, and diligence. And, well, the Hermit says you are going to have to turn inward. And then one of the new meanings I see in the Hermit card, I just learned this yesterday from one of my favorite tarot readers, is that, you know, you see the light, only you see the light, or, well, I forgot how it went. But anyway, you're going to have to turn inward to find the truth on this one. But thank goodness you know now to turn inward, right? I never would have thought of that. I just thought I would have to turn the channel and find the next NFL game. Okay, next up, yeah, there's manifestation involved. Manifestation. You have to be clear in your mind about it. And then turn inward. Here we go. Manifestation and electromagnetism. The Four of Wands says there's a homecoming. That probably indicates you're coming home closer to your soul's path when you learn how to use the power of intention. Am I saying anything new? I mean, there are ancient Sanskrit works that talk about this stuff. This is old news. Yeah, break away with old news. Okay, Four of Wands, celebration, joy, harmony, marriage, home, community, homecoming. Yeah, look at the success. Even just thinking about it, you could be successful. Just thinking about it. What a positive thought. My thoughts can make my world. I'm going to make my world positive by thinking positive thoughts. And then, as I even said a couple of times just yesterday, I think it's the Wheel of Fortune card. The Wheel of Fortune card, I say, you know, you make your own luck in lots of ways. So, I mean, you could feel lucky if you know what you're doing. You could create your own luck. It's, again, going with that message of manifestation. Hey, Tarot World, you're doing a great job. Oh, look, it's the Nine of Cups. He says it's a wish come true. Okay, so again, you now your mind is clear. You know how it works. You manifested by turning inward. You came close to your soul's path. So it felt lucky when the universe delivered what was coming to you anyway. It feels like a wish come true. Oh, baby, I can't wait to see what the last card is. Oh, Well, let's all remember that the death card means transformation. I will read all the words on the card, but I think that everyone recognizes, I mean, if you spend like just 2 or 3 shows with me, this is like not only a great thing, transformation and change, okay, indicating a message of, change your world through electromagnetism and your intentions, make your wish come true. You can have change. All right, so let's read what it says on the card. Endings, beginnings, change, transformation, transition, metamorphosis, end of a cycle. Okay, so hey, did you ever feel telekinetic before? Do you ever feel telepathic before? That means you are, and you just gotta like focus on that a little bit more. Remember how that felt? Do it again. Explore it some more. Okay, you're opening up the powers of your mind. Go for it. It works. According to this tarot message, which I received by manipulation of the plasma around me and the beneficial spirits helping us get these messages, okay? Electromagnetism and intention, there's a relationship and you're in charge of it and everything's gonna be okay. Turn off the TV and turn inward. It's a wish come true. You can transform your world. Woo! Hey, thanks, Tarot World. That was inspirational. That's like what everyone wants to hear on a Friday. Because now I got 2 days to think about cool stuff and focus on being happy. I want to say hello to everyone in the chat. I see a lot of familiar names. Really happy to see everybody, of course. You guys make my day. Let me give these a toss, and then we're going to check out and see who wants a reading today. And I want to say thank you to all subscribers. How wonderful of you to motivate me to put on tie and get in front of the camera. Where's my, here we go. Great, let's see. Maria Magical, hello. I see you're number 1. And I'm writing you down. Thank you very much for inviting me to read. That's also a good confirmation for me when people come back another day and request another reading. It tells me I must have done something right the first time. So cool, let's go for it. Number 2, Sally Forth. Hello, Sally Forth. Good to see you again. Thank you for inviting me to read. And then, oh, okay, great. Al-Araud, 1989, number 3. Hello, Al-Araud, 1989. I've been thinking about you. So anyway, very good. I'm glad that you invited me to read. Thank you so much. I see Johnny Anderson's in the house. And I'm looking around for, tarot, please. Sally Forth got it. And let's see if there's anyone else whose request stands out. Maria Magical, 1 card. Thank you. That helps me. Great. And trying to check and see if anyone else asked for a reading. Okay, so I'm not reading the chat. I'm just like scanning very quickly. And all I see right now are Maria Magical, Sally Forth, and Al-Araud. But I'll keep an eye now at the bottom of the screen and check and see as things go. But we'll start off with Maria Magical, 1 card for the weekend. Oh, there's Johnny. Johnny wants a reading. Good. Hello, Johnny. Did I already say hello? Hello, Johnny. Thank you very much. Yeah, cool. Go to the tarot cam. One of these days I'm going to say, let's go to the Bat Cave. All right, 1 card for Maria Magical. Hey, Tarot World, that was quite a sophisticated lesson you just gave us. Wow, thank you. Felt like freshman philosophy class. Wonderful. You really do listen when I pray. No doubt about it. So I realize we're pulling a lot of energies and I'm just a voice box. Thank you very much, Tarot World. Would you care to reveal a special card for Maria Magical? One which she'll understand immediately. I bet you got a great card in mind. Yeah, okay. Let's try this one. It's the 7 of Cups. The 7 of Cups reads, opportunities, wishful thinking, choices, illusion, searching for purpose, and daydreaming. You know what? I would say if you've got opportunities to daydream on the weekend, you're entitled. But I bet you have a better notion of what the Seven of Cups message is all about. Maria Madrigal, thank you for inviting me to read. I really appreciate the practice and your participation here at STARCARD Podcast. This is great. That's called Saturday. That's right. Great job. Next up, it's Sally Forth. Yeah, thank you, Tarot World. And now we invite you to share a special, helpful, fun message for our friend, Sally Forth. Thank you very much. You're obviously doing an expert job, Tarot World. Thanks for making it easy for me, making me look good. Excuse me. A message for Sally Forth, please. These cards are for Sally Forth. These cards are for Sally Forth. These cards are for Sally Forth. Thank you. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. First up, all right, we'll get it out of the way. It's the Five of Pentacles. All right, the Five of Pentacles, financial loss, lack of mindset, loss, isolation, worry, need, poverty, and insecurity. And I'm going to turn the card over. It also does say charity, improvement. It does say recovery from financial loss. Just want to get all those meanings out there if that helps. And then, I thought we were getting stuff out of the way. So then the Nine of Swords shows up. Sally, I apologize. It sounds like I'm laughing, but if this is like for real and, you know, this is what's currently transpiring, I hope things get better for you soon. Anyway, it's the Nine of Swords, and it talks about sleepless nights and anxiety, but I'm going to turn the card over. You know, we're going for, recovery from financial loss, showing charity. And then we're also going to talk about, upside down, releasing worry and hope and reaching out. So charity and reaching out kind of go together, and releasing worry. I think they both said that. Wait a second. Well, anyway, let's move on. Maybe there's more to say here. Well, there is. We got to, there we go. The Three of Wands. There's apparently some kind of preparation you could take, which is going to broaden your horizons. The Three of Wands says, luck is where preparation meets opportunity. So, idle time is, a place where you just fill it in. I mean, nobody wants to go through this, but it's like you make the change in your life, like another part-time job. No one has to know about it. Don't expect to get paid. Your pay is going to come in. Your ship is going to come in because you're going to be ready to catch that ship when it gets there. You're going to know where to stand on the shore for it to pick you up. So let's take a look at what the Three of Wands says. According to Breakaway Ray, the Three of Wands says, luck is where preparation meets opportunity. Here on the card, it says preparation, progress, foresight, enterprise, expansion, overseas opportunities. Woo. I'm seeing like a 1980s exciting international business drama movie starring Tom Cruise. Also, he came from nothing. He had all the cards against him. He worked his way up from the mailroom. And then, yeah, there's a happy surprise. The Page of Cups shows up. Sweet. This is so exciting. The Page of Cups, creative opportunities, intuitive messages, curiosity, possibility, happy surprise, dreamer, sensitivity, new love. Yeah, the Tom Cruise character found something to put a little money on in the market. Breakaway Ray doesn't even advocate that at all, but it goes along with the story I made up. Anyway, great. Happy surprise there. Oh, and then after that happy surprise, look who's sitting pretty. It's the Empress. All right, let's read some of these. Gee, Breakaway Ray, we get so excited about the cards and what it says. Okay, with the three of them, the Empress rather, these are good terms, good things to think about. And thinking is everything, right? So let's generate this energy for everybody. The Empress, abundance, nurturing, fertility, feminine, good parenting, development, accomplishment, growth, evolution, and action. Wow, look at that transformation. Wow, excellent. And then next up, yeah, the Page of Swords says there's a new way of thinking and a new way of communicating. And then again, another equally fun position to be in as the Queen of Wands, who says, have a zest for life. Wow, and look at that contrast, right? The hard times are going to be way behind you. Yeah, you can forget about sleepless nights. You can start sleeping well right now, because what you're doing and what you're working toward is leading to the position you want to be in. Sweet. Tarot world, thank you very much. Woo! That was almost too exciting. All right. Thank you very much, Sally Forth. Next up, it's Alaroud. All right. So, hey, Alaroud. Oh, hello, Puck Elf. I just saw you dropped in there. Oh, Puck Elf wants a reading. Hi, Puck Elf. Wish you luck. Good luck, Puck Elf. Let me get Puck Elf down. And you know what else? I'm going to need to step. Yeah, you're welcome, Sally Forth. I need to slide over for a minute and take a quick drink, but let me get Puck Elf. Good luck down on my paper. Okay. All right. Excuse me 1 minute while I take a refreshing drink. Thank you very much. You're a kind, patient audience. Oh, you know what? You probably want to see the studio. There you go. There you go. Hey, that's better. Here we go. Thanks, everybody. All right, Alaroud, I think you're at the plate. You're up. Alaroud, 1989. How about a fun, helpful message for our friend Alaroud, 1989? Thanks a lot, Tarot World. You really know how to shine. Thanks for making me look good. A helpful message for Alaroud, 1989. A fun, helpful message for Alaroud, 1989. A fun, helpful message for Alaroud, 1989. Thank you. All right, this is for entertainment purposes only. Let's see what the cards have to say. Maybe I can make a nice story. All right, how about a story that starts at the beginning with the Fool card? In the Fool card, there's like a couple of terms I remember that are kind of cool and important. New beginnings, possibilities, optimism, and trust in life and blind faith. Adventure, opportunity. And I guess we're probably going to encounter some pain on the way, some kind of heartache. at the start, there was heartache, says the Three of Swords. Let's read what it says on the card in case that helps you, even more get a clue of why the message is here. Three of Swords, heartbreak, suffering, grief, emotional pain, sorrow, hurt, divorce, loss, and depression. Well, so that's very heavy emotion. And also, again, if this is somehow accurate, I want to say how sorry I am for whatever might be troubling you. And I wish you a speedy recovery. I'm sure the tarot world does too. And that's what we're going to hear about. So the Two of Wands says, you have the green light, go. The universe let your plan. You came up with a good idea. You should go for it. Let's read what it says on the card. Make sure we can match the meanings up here. Planning, progress, making decisions, discovery, leaving home, travel plans. This could also just be you're planning not just for the weekend, but maybe for a vacation. It was at the beginning, you planned to work, and now you have some vacation time, and now it's a good time to use it. And the message from the Knight of Wands says you should pursue your idea energetically. Oh, we were talking about energy earlier, right? Manifestation through intention, through the tangible and invisible plasma around us. Knight of Wands, energy, passionate, inspired, action, adventure, fearless, impulsiveness. Well, I don't know about impulsiveness, but I guess if you say, being impulsive is sometimes an intuitive thing, and sometimes you have to act intuitively. Yeah, right on. All right, I'm down with that particular term. Okay, let's keep on going with one helpful message for ARkheim, please. Thank you. You're doing a great job as usual. The Four of Pentacles says, save your pentacles, save for a rainy day. The Four of Pentacles, saving money, security, conservation, scarcity, control, and frugality. Well, it's your energy. Well, it's one's own energy. So, don't fritter it away. And time is money. Don't forget that either. So say I, Breakaway Ray, some guy on the internet, nobody knows. I'm just making up a story here. Oh, yeah. But then even though we're saying, we're saying a couple of messages here. Save your money, big time, says the Strength card. Save your money, exclamation point. Please, everybody, remember, I don't know anyone's business and no one needs to know yours. I don't mind if you give me a confirmation, if it's really a helpful message, that's wonderful. But this is a helpful message for everybody. We all need to watch what we do with our time and our money. Okay. That's a message for all of us from the tarot world. That's an obvious thing. Okay. Pay attention to what you're paying attention to. And then look at that parade. If we do all those things, you're going to be riding out on the horse in the parade. Everyone's going to be saluting you. So you started out at the beginning, you came down to earth expecting for, there to be challenges. Otherwise, why come to earth, And then you had a good plan. You pursued it energetically. You saved up your energy big time. Oh, that sounds positive. You did save up your energy. You're on the path to success. You're completing the hero's journey, aren't you? Oh, okay. Oh, congratulations. Hey, everybody. How about a round of applause for ARkheim? Yeah, he's completing the hero's journey here. Love it. Thank you very much, ARkheim, for inviting me to read. I bet you have an awesome weekend now. All right, next up, it's Johnny's turn. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Maria Magical. Thanks for chiming in. These cards are for Johnny. Well, I'm going to fix this, but I just want to show you the card that popped up. I don't know if that's a message, Johnny. It's the Moon card. I don't know if Johnny does tarot. Maybe he does. Yeah, sure. Well, I was going to tell you what. Let me at least give you 4 more cards, right? So you have the Moon card, and then let's elaborate a little bit here. Let's give Johnny a 4-card friendly throw. 4 cards of fun for Johnny, please. Thank you very much. Ooh. All right. 4 cards for Johnny. Oh, the Three of Wands. Luck is where preparation meets opportunity. Your ship is coming in. Yay, the Six of Cups is happy memories and nostalgia. Let's see what else we got here. Familiarity, happy memories, reminiscing, childhood memories, innocence, joy, nostalgia. Oh, how wonderful. The Lover's card. Let's read them all on there. The Lover's card. Love, harmony, relationships, union, partnerships, sexuality, passion, values, alignment, deep love, a choice, the strength of two together. How wonderful. I mean, especially when you get these two cards together, you know, it shows me that people's hearts are really involved. But then when you lead off with this, you know, this is someone making a good choice, a good plan, and finding another kindred soul on the same path that you're headed down. Oh, yeah. Exclamation point. There's the strength card. You're welcome, Johnny. Thank you. Hey, Alarad, I really appreciate that message. Thank you very much. Yeah. Hey, Spiderbite, good to see you. All right. Yeah, thank you so much, Alarad. Again, I really do appreciate your feedback there. And thank you, Johnny. Hope you're having a good time. And then Puck Elf, how about some good luck for Puck Elf? Johnny got a cat. Oh, how wonderful. Well done, Johnny. Welcome to, hey, welcome to Johnny's cat. That's pretty nice. I wonder if you could put a picture of your cat in the chat. So, but yeah, we're going to get a message for Puck Elf here. And I guess it was a good luck message. Okay. Hey, Tarot World, our friend in Australia, Puck Elf, is looking for a good luck message. Do you have a fun, helpful, good luck message for our friend Puck Elf, please? I just heard a message in my head that Puck Elf makes his own luck. And I mean that in a positive way. I mean, but again, today's episode is all about people like the rest of you tuning in who all know how to do magic. You're very aware of your intentions and where you direct your energies. Anyway, let's get a fun, helpful, good luck message, please, for Puck Elf. Thank you very much for the help. Puck Elf. Ooh. All right, this is a fun, helpful message for Puck Elf. Thank you for the fun, helpful message for Puck Elf. A fun, helpful message. Because you know what? Puck Elf makes it fun every time he shows up at STARCARD. Thanks, Puck Elf. All right, here we go. All right. She makes a lot of appearances, I think, for you, Puck Elf. It's the High Priestess. I'm going to read what it says on the card. Intuition, sacred knowledge, the subconscious, divine feminine, trust yourself, sensitivity, purity, and high morals. I also hear, trust yourself and sensitivity kind of like echoed a little bit when I read. And the Page of Pentacles shows up. And maybe you can trust your intuition because you're being presented with a new opportunity. The Page of Pentacles reads, manifestation, financial opportunity, skill development, ambition, desire, diligence. And when you say diligence, yeah, there's work involved. But if you love what you do, right, you never have to work a day in your life. That's why I make the big $0 here at STARCARD Podcast. Hey, that was a joke. We don't need to talk about finance right now. This message is for Puck Elf. I was just making a joke. So here's the Eight of Cups. You're following your intuition. You're starting this new opportunity. You're going to be committed to it. It's also going to involve walking away from something that looked like it was going to help you. Okay, and it may still look cool to everybody else, but it may not be. Maybe something you have to walk away from now. Holding on to it or going to get it would be even harder. The Eight of Cups reads disappointment, abandonment, withdrawal, escapism, walking away, leaving behind. Next up, the Knight of Swords. This guy's moving fast. The Knight of Swords, ambitious, action-oriented, driven to succeed, fast thinking, defending beliefs. Hey, Puck Elf, you're familiar with the Mad Max movies, right? I mean, I'm not going to make any jokes or anything about Australia, but I know you're from Australia. But when I heard these words, that's what I was thinking about, was Mad Max, driven to succeed, action-oriented, fast thinking. Yeah. Okay. And then, speaking of Mad Max, look at this guy. He crawled out of the desert. He kind of looks like that helicopter pilot. It's the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands says courage, persistence, test up faith, resilience, boundaries, last stand, gearing up for the worst, pessimism, weary. No, this really does sound like Mad Max is making a getaway here. You know, he knows they're coming after him. You know, I got to escape. I'm creating a story. I can't forget, though, that this is supposed to be a fun, helpful message for Puck Elf. So let's finish up calmly here, Ray. Yeah, see the King of Wands? That's the big picture card. Okay, the big picture, right? The big motion picture I just talked about. So that was the big picture. In an exaggerated, dramatic, theatrical way, in a cinematic way, the big picture is, oh, come on. Nine of Swords. I'm going to turn this card upside down, Puck Elf. And we're going to take one more look because I know that there's luck in here somewhere. So anyway, we're going to figure this out together. The Nine of Swords talks about anxiety and insomnia, worry and fear, and nightmares, and hopelessness. But if we turn the card upside down, it does say releasing worry, and it does say hope, and it does say reaching out, which I want to say it feels like you are doing right here. And I know that everyone who's watching wants to send you some positive energy. Nevertheless, in order for your new chapter to begin, it may be necessary to break away from that desert camp and Tina Turner, what was that called? Bartertown? Break out of Bartertown, and then we're going to turn the Nine of Swords upside down. You're not going to have hope and worry and fear. You're going to be releasing worry. You're going to be reaching out, and you're going to have hope. Hey, I hope that helps, Puck Elf. And if it doesn't, just remember, I think you're really cool. I think you're really awesome. So have a good weekend, or maybe you already had your weekend. Thank you very much. No, Spider-Bite, I just happened to see your message. And yeah, I can throw some cards for you for sure, Spider-Bite. Thanks for joining me. You're also from down under. Here I go. Johnny, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Johnny. All right. Let's get a message out there for Spider-Bite. Thank you, Terra World. I know every message is helpful, and they're definitely fun and exciting. Thank you very much. While we're down in Australia, can you send us a message for our friend Spider-Bite, please? Thank you very much. A fun, helpful message for Spider-Bite, please. These cards are for Spider-Bite. A fun, helpful message for Spider-Bite, please. Okay. These cards are for Spider-Bite. All right, here we go, Spider-Bite. Good to see you again. All right. It's the Five of Pentacles, everybody. Maybe it's been a long week. No worries. The King of Swords is here. The King of Swords says, head over heart, disciplined, truthful, honest, mental clarity, and authority. you know what? I was just remembering in my own mind, again, I don't want to confuse my energy with yours, but, at the end of the work week for me, a lot of times I was just grateful that I was away from the gaslighting at work. It was just a relief to get a breather. All right. Anyway, if I'm ever in this situation, I'm glad that the King of Swords is on the way. Next up, all right. The world card says completion. What was I just talking about? The end of the work week, right? What a relief. Recharge the mind, recharge the brain. The world card reads completion, accomplishment, wholeness, attainment, fulfillment, travel, celebration of life, and arriving. Sweet. The weekend is here. Bring it. Next. Oh, look at the tarot world go. So my shortcut with the Eight of Swords is to say, it's the expression, as much as you can imagine. And look, this card shows up first in line, right? So we're starting off with like a conjunction of sorts, an introduction. As much as you can imagine, Spider Bite. The Two of Pentacles says there's going to be multiple priorities. You're probably going to have you're going to be juggling plates like someone on a variety show from the 1950s. Oh wow! Look at the tarot world go! Come on, tarot world! It's the Devil card, and I'll read what it says on the Devil card. But you know what? Remember that we're using Breakaway Ray's language on this, so I'll read the words on the Devil card, but this is part of a sentence, so I don't need to be reacting like this. It's not as dreadful or as I'm pretending it is. So anyway, here's what it says on the Devil card: shadow self, attachment, addiction, restriction, sexuality, temptation, satisfaction. I beg your pardon. That is seduction. I'm sure that was a Freudian slip, right, everybody? Seduction, destructive behavior, materialism, codependency, and toxicity. But by the way, with the Devil card, the big deal is that the people have chains around their neck, but they can easily just lift the chains over their heads and be done. Those chains are not tight. They can let something go. The Devil card is about something, letting something go. So as much as you can imagine, you got a lot of things you're juggling, and it's time to let something go. And then there'll be a happy surprise, says the Page of Cups. Phew. I don't know. That was a pretty exciting read there, Spider Bite. Anyway, it turned out good on the end. As much as you can imagine, with all the things you're keeping track of, if you just let go what you don't need anymore, there's a pleasant surprise. And remember, the truth is on your side. And whatever this was, that was Tuesday. All right. So thanks, Spider Bite, for inviting me to read. I'm not sure if there's anyone else. I'll keep an eye out. Yeah, really. Phew, exactly. All right. Well, you know what? We already passed an hour. I'm going to go ahead and get my weekend started too. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining me. As you go through your day and the rest of your weekend, don't forget to look up in the sky so you can see your star. Have a good day. My name's Breakaway Ray. Thanks, everybody. Like, subscribe, share, comment.